We're going to talk about Williams Park boat ramp. And to be honest with you, boat ramp should be number one, and fishing pier should be number two, and park should follow in at last place, because that's more about what this is, boat ramp is about. It is south of Tampa. So you can come down Highway 41 here into the Gibson area, Riverview area, and go to this William Park boat ramp. It is described as being off of the 41 bridge, and it goes over the Alafia River, easy access to the river in Tampa Bay. The ramp has 4 lanes. It can accommodate large boats, and it has an adjacent parking lot that's paved for ample parking. That is the official description of the boat ramp. I would say ample parking, not really. And the pavement there, it's been years and years since anything has happened to improve it. So the pavement's pretty rough and pockmarked, and it's a little bit of a terrible road to go down, but it's well worth it to get your boat into this location. Once you get into the area and you come down to the boat ramp, we're going to zoom in here to take a look at it. You have these 4 places that you can put your boat into. This location over here is where you can wash your boat off once you've taken it out of the water. And there's 3 pavilions. There's one here, and another one over here underneath these trees with picnic tables. So if you get off of your boat and you need a place to kind of rest up before you go home, they're nice for that. But the park is not all that extravagant. Once you get your boat in to the ramp, you can go to the Alafia or easy access to the bay. And that is a nice thing about this location, is the fact that you have the opportunity to do both those things. Now we're going to show some videos about the different locations and the amenities, and give you a view, so you can decide whether or not this is a good place for you to bring your boat. Well, I wouldn't recommend it as a place to have a picnic. The park is just not that extravagant, as I said. But it does have a nice fishing pier, and the fishing pier is wheelchair accessible. So if you want to come out and wet a line, I would recommend you do it during high tide, so that the water's coming into the Alafia River. That's when you're going to have your best fishing. That's when these saltwater species are going to be coming in. Once again, let's go watch some of the videos, and then you make up your mind if it's for you or not. As we come off of Highway 41 and take the exit to go to the boat ramp, you'll notice the road is not in the best of condition. It is pretty bumpy, and your trailer is going to bounce around a little bit hitting these things, so take your time. It is a little rough, but it also is manageable. At this point, we're getting pretty close to the boat ramp. Once again, you can see that there's holes in the asphalt, and it's a little bit rough. As we come in, you will notice to the right hand side, this is the quote-unquote park area. And if you also notice the parking, the ample parking, it's just that one little space on the right hand side that if you don't have a trailer, that you can park in these locations over here on the right hand side. There's not a lot of them. And then we come across the pavilion, passing the water station on the left, where you can rinse your boat off after getting it out of the water. We come over to the area where you can pay for your boat ramp insertion, which is $5, and there's 2 ramps there, and then 2 ramps at that location. So the ramps are really good ramps, and it's fairly easy to get your boat in and out of those locations. We'll cruise back around to the right hand side, and I'm going to peel in a little bit to the right. I kind of swerved out a little bit so I could come straight in on the fishing pier. And the fishing pier is located right there, wheelchair accessible. And then this is the area right here where once you've gotten your boat off of the trailer, you're going to come around to this section. And once again, there is no asphalt here. It's all shell and gravel, and it gets really rough. So there's a lot of gaping holes where erosion has caused parts of the road to be washed out a little bit. And I don't ever notice that it's ever graded or smoothed back out. It just seems like at any given time it gets worse and worse. So you pull around from that location and then drive up to deposit your trailer and get out on the water. So we'll do a quick walkthrough. You can see the pavilion on the right hand side, and you can also see the trash on the ground. And I'm going to probably say it more than a few times, but there are plenty of receptacles for the trash to go in. I just don't understand why they can't be utilized. As we walk down towards where the boat ramps are, you'll see the pavilion that is closest to the water and the parking that is on the left-hand side. Once again, not very ample. There's some signage here. We'll get back to that a little later about what the rules and regulations are. And then you come up to the pay station, which has a lot of information on it. It also has life jackets if you forgot it for the kiddos. You can borrow one. Please return them so that the next person has that available also. The pay rate for using the boat ramp is only $5. And we'll pan over to the right a little bit just for view's sake and come back over. There's a lot of work going on right now because of the hurricane. And you have this nice double ramp. You can see that the ramp is graded at a slight angle to get down into the water. This is low tide right now, so the water is really down. But there's a lot of traction on the boat ramp. So once you're pulling your boat out, you shouldn't have any problems with it slipping. The floating ramps go up and down according to the tide, and there's a little place over there you can see at the end where you can tie your boats up to so that you can get back to your vehicle, get the trailer out, and get it parked. If you notice over to the right, once again the tide is out, so the oyster bed is exposed, and we will head towards the fishing pier, and it's right up here. Once again, a lot of work is still going on. The wheelchair ramp at this point is still closed off. There's still a lot of repair work going on. And we'll get up on the fishing pier and start walking our way down to the casting area, or the places that you can fish from. Once again, notice to the right that the wheelchair accessible has been blocked off. If you notice to your left, once again, you can see the oyster beds because the tide is out and things are very, very shallow at this point. Some seating areas. And then we eventually make it out to the area where you can cast off your line. There's a couple of benches out here. There's some cleaning stations so that you can take care of your fish right here. You see Highway 41, and if you look behind Highway 41, you see a train trestle back there. We're going to discuss that a little bit more in just a little while. But a really nice fishing area. And all that would normally be water that you just saw if it wasn't for the fact of the tides. So take that in consideration when you're coming out here. There's this place to put your fishing line, your monofilaments, to dispose of them, some benches. You can sit down and have a nice view. And when the tide's in, you can actually fish from these locations. And then we head basically back out to the parking lot. So we're going to finish off down here. And then we're going to jump back a little bit, and I'm going to explain a little bit more about that train trestle that we had just seen and give you a little bit more information about it. Once again, we're coming down the steps and getting into the parking lot, and the area to your right hand side is where you pull in with your trailer. And in the far left hand side over towards those trees is where you would normally park your vehicle if you don't have a trailer. Okay, we're going to jump back out at the end of the pier and talk about that train bridge or train trestle that is over on the left hand side. When the tide is down, it's very easy if you're heading into the Alafia to get under it. And sometimes it's actually opened. So if you're going through that particular channel right there, the bridge will actually swing out. But you have to remember when you're coming back, if you come back and the tide is up, you need to realize that you may not fit back underneath it. I've seen a lot of beamy tops get ripped off because the tide changed. So here's some of the rules. Pets must be on a 6-foot handheld leash. You must properly dispose of their waste. Vending only by permit, and the prohibited things: no remote control vehicles, drones, no alcohol, no fireworks, no overnight parking, no unattended vehicles. So be careful that you don't do any of those things. So we'll do a little hyperlapse shot from the kayak. We're coming in from the Alafia side. You can see the train trestle is open now, so you wouldn't have to worry about getting underneath like we're going to do with the kayak. And we just got under the train trestle, and now we're going under Highway 41. And in the distance, you'll see the fishing pier. We're going to get a nice shot of that, and then we're going to clear off to the left a little bit so we avoid any fishing lines. And then we'll come around towards the boat dock and then pull the kayak in. Nice thing about hyperlapse, looks like I got a motor on here, but nope, we're just paddling in. So once again, I want to thank you for stopping by and watching this video. If you like it, please subscribe, share. I do appreciate it. And I'm going to make some more videos. If you have something in mind, just let me know. Thanks a lot, and I hope you have a great day.